Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is day 2 of our December 2023 release. And I have a card to share. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's Build-A-Booth dies. They're Build-A-Booth Gingerbread house add-ons. They're Gnome dies, Christmas add-ons, the Gingerbread add-ons for the Gnome dies, Build-A-Booth Coffee add-ons, Gnome dies Sign Add Ons. I'm using the Candy Cane 6-inch pad and matching odds and ends from Doodlebug. I'm also using the brand new stamp set Hot Cocoa Bar. Okay, so I'm starting out with an A2 sized paper tray ink white card base, 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches. And then I'm adding a layer of paper from that Candy Cane Lane Doodlebug pad. It is cut 1/8 of an inch smaller than that card front. And then I did cut my little Build-A-Booth out of paper tray ink white cardstock and then pattern paper from that Candy Cane Lane as well. And I'm just using Barely Art glue to glue those together just to give it a little bit more presence on my card. So I'm lining it up. I'm not going to be using any of the planks. I'm just leaving it plain. And I will weight it down with an acrylic block. On the inside, I'm going to add in, a strip of paper. And it's that border paper cut from the Candy Cane Lane pad. You know, it always has strips of patterns. And I will trim off the overhang with a pair of scissors. There we go. Was the opposite side of that pink paper that I used on the card. And there we go. So now I am adding a little piece of ephemera from the odds and ends pad from Doodlebug. So Doodlebug's Candy Cane Lane odds and ends. So I'm adding that on the inside. Super cute, right? I just think this turned out cute. I'm also using the 12-inch sticker sheet from that Candy Cane Lane. And I'm going to add the sentiment Jingle All the Way, just a sticker. And there you have it. Isn't that cute? I just think it's super cute. Now I'm pulling out a secure white jelly roll pen in a number 10, and I'll add a few little highlights to this little piece of ephemera on the inside of my card base. And there we go. Okay, so I'm just using that Teflon bone folder to make sure my fold line is nice and flat. And then I will add my Build-A-Booth with some ATG tape and some Barely Art glue to the front of my little card base. So I'm just lining that up, kind of centering it on my snowy background. There we go. And I do weight it down. So now I'm going to put together a few of these little die cut images. So the little mugs were cut out of paper tray ink white cardstock, dark chocolate cardstock from paper tray ink for the little cocoa pieces. I will add some behind their faces, just so, they have, so you can see the little eyes, nose, and mouth. I'm just going to add that to the back. There we go. I'll do the same on the other one, because I'm going to have 2 mugs in my booth. There we go. And isn't that cute? I'm taking an R20 marker and giving them rosy cheeks, because what mug doesn't have rosy cheeks for Christmas, right? There we go. And I do add, secure white jelly roll pen in a number 10. Little freckles, because of course your mug has freckles. There we go. Now I will add my little whipped topping to both mugs with some Barely Art glue and my Studio Catty embellishment wand. There we go. I'll do the same to this one. And there we have it. I'm taking stickles and I'm going to add a little bit of stickles to my card front here. There we go. And I'm just going to make sure I don't have too much on there so it dries. There you have it. I think those were crystal stickles, or were they diamond? One or the other. I'll have it listed on my blog. Okay, now I am going to layer up my little Gnome dies Sign Add Ons with paper tray ink white cardstock and pure poppy. And the little sentiment that is from the Hot Cocoa Bar stamp set. There we go. Now I'm going to be using this little candy cane from the from the Gnome dies Christmas add-ons 1. I trimmed off the hands because, I'm just using the candy cane by itself. First I'm going to put together the 2 candy canes that came from the Build-A-Booth Gingerbread house add-ons. That's paper tray ink white and paper tray ink pure poppy cardstock. I did cut out 2 of those for my design. So there we go. I'm going to layer up these cute little candy canes, and I do weigh them down just to make sure they stick really flat. Now this is the one from the Gnome Dies Christmas Add-ons one. And the little white layer, I cut off the hands because, you know, I'm just using it as a candy cane for the front of my card. There we go. And I do weigh that down as well. And I have a candy cane stick. In retrospect, I could have left this off the card, but you know, like I always say, you live, you learn when you're card designing. That's Pure Poppy and Paper Ink white cardstock. So I'll weigh that down as well. Okay, now here's my little sign that was stamped from using the hot cocoa bar stamp set. And now I am adding on a little border of Pure Poppy, just about 1/8 of an inch. I just wanted it to pop a little bit. And I will add that to the front of my card base, just sort of, you know, on an angle at the top of my booth. Now I'm going to add these little candy canes kind of on either side of my booth, but at the edges of the booth, right? There we go. So cute, right? Then I've got this little coffee mug cut out, and that is from the Booth Coffee Add Ons. And I cut that out of Paper Ink white cardstock. And I'm going to be using Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, one on the back of each mug. And I'll peel off the release paper, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue on each bow. There we go. And I'm going to have them hanging kind of from the candy canes. There we go. And I will use my reverse tweezers just to grab those little bows and, you know, hold them down so the glue can connect. And I'm going to do the same thing with my little Build-A-Booth sign. Or my little sign, what is it called? No, Gnome Dies Sign Add Ons. So I'm just going to pop up the sign and have the little string glued flat with some glue. And there we go. So I thought I would cross these little sticks on the front. And then I didn't like how it looked. But because I had a glue mark up there that I had to cover, I end up using it anyways. You'll see how I fix it in a second. But, you know, I probably should have left it alone. But, you know, like I said, these are things we learn. So now I'm adding my little mugs on with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. So they're going to be sitting on the edge of the bar, right? Like these are the cups of cocoa you can buy at this peppermint parlor. There we go. Isn't that cute? I just think these are so cute. There we go. Just making sure they're level. And then this is where I make my mistake. So I add the little candy cane or the little cane piece, and I just don't like how it looks. But I've already got glue marking up the front of my booth. What am I going to do? I cut it in half. And I'm going to add 2 little strips up in the upper right-hand corner of my booth to cover up the glue boo-boo. There we go. And I probably could have left it like this and left that other candy cane out. But, you know, I'm going to add the candy cane anyway. Because why not, right? So there we go. And I will use some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals on the end of that candy cane. Just to, you know, pop it up as it's hanging over the edge. There, it's sort of straddling the sign a bit, which is fun. And there we go. Isn't that cute stuff? Just super cute stuff. Now I'm pulling out the shape sprinkles from Doodlebug. They're called Lots of Love. And I'm going to add little hearts to each of these mugs. You know, alternating, right? Pink, red, and then I'm going to use an aqua that matches the background. And then I'll go red, pink. Just for fun, because why not, right? I've got these coming out the wazoo. You might as well use them. There we go. And I'm going to add an extra one up in between the 2 mugs, because I just think that looks cute, right? I'm trying to decide if I want to add one to the top of the mug or not. I decide I'm going to add a few to the top above the mug. So I'm going to do 3, 1 on the sign and then 2 above the mugs. And there you have it. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, be inspired by the team, find out how to get this whole release early. And that's about all. So make sure you come back tomorrow because there will be another video and more stuff to see. Bye, everybody.